All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wa'Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like. To the rest of the church who believe as well, including you women. To the dead in Yahweh Shai also. And the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him, enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel, none of this would even be possible. This truth is toxic masculinity, so to speak. I'm going to go to the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. So we're being advised to be men, to cast off our mortal nature, which is our weak nature. Consider the spiritual things. Focus on the kingdom to come. Because I'll tell you one thing, man. Brothers are dealing with anxiety, stress. Brothers may even find themselves in depression. And you may have other brothers who may not be in that spirit so much. But this truth is a heavy burden, but it's beautiful. So, although this truth is a heavy burden, verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. So we go through things. Brothers are going through anxiety, stress, find themselves in depression, find themselves, just kind of reflecting on the old them and seeing who they are now. Seeing how far you come, brothers may find themselves reflecting on what they could have been doing financially and how they could have been in a better case financially. But the fact that you sacrifice certain things for this truth, it might seem heavy, but you got to set aside those thoughts and focus on what matters. Destruction's coming. We're at the end. This world is dissolving. Verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So here it is. We go through things. We see things. We hear things. All these burdens and, these heavy thoughts that come in your mind, and you feeling like, oh, there's never any break. It's always something, that always something attitude. We have to set those aside, because the things that we reflect on can eat at us, man. If it's not spiritually beneficial, it can eat at you and bring you down. We have to be men. We have to put off that weak nature. And that weak nature really shows through irrational thinking, irrational emotions, your emotions driving you and you not driving your emotions. You're going to find your time in your day-to-day to be low, to not be on the level you should be mentally. But you have to understand, the Lord, he'll put us through things, but he'll still show you that he's there. But it may feel like the Lord is pushing you to the side, so to speak, or the Lord is, just trying to kick your ass and he's laughing, which that's not the case. But we go through things, and going through things that don't feel good, they're easy to dwell on, just as it's easy to dwell on things that feel really good. Sometimes it feels like the things that don't feel good outweigh the things that you should be grateful for. But we have to set aside those type of thoughts and be as men and put off that weak nature, because the woman, she was created with that weak nature, and we can't be like the woman. Although spiritually we are the Lord's woman. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. The woman being the weaker vessel, that's not saying she's insignificant. That's not saying a woman doesn't bring forth strong abilities when it comes to benefiting her husband, benefiting this truth. Okay, but the woman is the weaker vessel, man. Okay, they have that natural feminine nature. Well, they're supposed to anyway. We're not talking about these butch women out here. Okay, but if you put a butch woman against a really masculine man, she's gonna humble herself. Okay, she's gonna show that she's the weaker vessel. Us being in this truth, we have to put off that weak nature, as it says in 2nd Ezra 14. Okay? Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 14, and verse 18. And they all with one consent begun to make excuse. And in this truth, there's many men who come in and they're not really sincere. So they have 101 trillion excuses on why they can't show up to camp. 100,000,001 excuses on why they haven't watched the video. It's been going on 2 months. You ain't watched one video. 1,000,001 excuses on why you don't know if going out there and teaching is for you because your woman, she's been going through it and you want to be home to comfort her. And they all with one consent begun to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused. So you might have men who make excuses, whether it be because they purchase land, they want to attend to their land, purchased a new house, purchased a new car, want to go on a vacation. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee, have me excused. So I got to go attend, to my vehicle. I got to make sure it's running good. Got to make sure the exhaust pipes and everything is good on it. I'll be out next week. And then next week another excuse comes. Oh, my car is breaking down on me. I'm not going to be able to make it. And then when a brother offers a ride, you hear the attitude. Okay, man. Yeah, okay. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So you have men, using their woman as an excuse to why they can't attend the wedding. You can't make excuses because that's an effeminate nature. Part of being a man is putting your foot forward and making a move, man. So we have to put off the burdens of man. One of the burdens of man is to try to act as if this truth is hindering your life. Everything else going on in your life matters, but this truth, it's just holding me back. It's slowing me down. This truth was not supposed to be comfortable. You're going to have moments where you feel down and out. Brothers coming to this truth and had different avenues they could have walked down, made good money, became celebrities and all. But when you come to this truth, this has to be your first priority. You can't do things the way you used to anymore. We're different. Revelations chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So it says the fearful and unbelieving. A lot of women lack faith. That's really a female trait. To be fearful, which we all have our fears. We get our fear from the Heavenly Father. But if you're so fearful to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai because you're worried about what Esau is going to do or what Esau and other people may think about you, you're going to be destroyed. That's not a manly trait. People think a manly trait is about walking around buff, flipping cars over, punching holes through brick walls, you know. Really being a man is serving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to the best of your ability. And when I say the best of your ability, I do mean the best of your ability, because we're not going to get it perfect. And if you claim you're perfect, well, you don't need Yahweh Shai. I need Yahweh Shai. You know, I got things about me that's not perfect. We all do. But we can't have that effeminate, weak, womanly nature about ourselves. So if you was to tell people things like that, they might say, "Oh, you're too masculine. That's toxic masculinity. What you mean don't think like a woman?" This truth gives you your balls, man. And I've noticed even back in the world, I kind of always had that manly like character about myself. But I don't stretch it. I don't act. I don't pretend. I don't try to be something I'm not. I don't try to down talk people. I don't try to flex on people. But being a man in this society is looked at as a damn tyrant, because people don't understand. This society either promotes, men just going overboard, or men just being just straight pussies, man. Okay? Men don't even believe in the scriptures no more. Men don't even believe in a God no more. Their woman has to pretty much be the one to pray and go to church on Sunday, which is wicked. And the man, he just burnt out. He bugged out of his mind. Okay, fearing Esau, just living a life of fear, man. That spirit doesn't come from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's Satan, man. You gotta stand up for something. You gotta stand up for this truth. That's why 2nd Ezra 14:14 says, "Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature." And we all have that weak nature within us because we're in these mortal bodies. But the biggest thing that brings us down is ourselves, our own thoughts. The things that we dwell on can harm us, man. Okay? And that's any one of us. Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 18. "And I commanded you at that time, saying, The Lord your God hath given you this land to possess it. You shall pass over armed before your brethren, the children of Israel, all that are meet for the war." So the men, okay, being men of war, keeping swords, being armed, they would do what the Lord commanded them to do as men, being men of war. But a woman, her job was not to go to war. And you have a lot of these fairy tale made up G.I. Jane, Wonder Woman type scenarios written in a lot of Hollywood. And that's fake, man. Because women are naturally the weaker vessel. And that's why, during the time of World War III, even before that, a lot of women are going to be ravished because they are the weaker vessel. All right? But your wives and your little ones and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, shall abide in your cities which I have given you. But then, if you go back to Luke, you'll have men who make excuses. Oh, well, I just got married. Which is true, like if you just got married, you just got a woman, it's okay for you to not go into war because you spending time with your wife or whatever. But you have men They make excuse because they're comfortable, they're ashamed. They have time for everything under the sun except serving Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Those are beta males, man. But your wives and your little ones and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, shall abide in your cities which I have given you. And they could make excuses. Well, I have a lot of cattle to attend to. I'm not going to be able to go to this war. But I got wives. I got children. I know you commanded me to do this, Lord, but man, there's no excuses. If the Lord calls you to do something, you just got to do it. All right? And the Lord himself is a man of war. I'm going to get that. Exodus 3:15. And God said, moreover, unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Jacob, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, have sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Where is that at? Man of war. Exodus 15:3. Okay. Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. That's a masculine entity. If you were to go to someone today and say you're a man of war, they think you're crazy. They'd call you a womanizer. You're abusive. You're barbaric. They call you all these different names. Oh, you're under that cult stuff, or you're showing signs of toxic masculinity. The Lord is masculine. Okay? I'm about to close this video out because my camera keeps going off. It's annoying me. This is Proverbs 8:4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. Oh, why does it have to be only men? Why can't women be involved? Why can't women be a part of this? Women are a part of this. But their job isn't to go out there and prophesy and try to break down the scriptures and rule over their husbands. Okay? You have a lot of sensitive people in this world to where it's like, well, if the woman can't do it, that's not fair. You know? The Lord is calling on men. All right? Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. I'm going to close it out with this here. Proverbs 31:3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroy kings. Okay? So, women can be destructive, focusing on women too much. And when you think about women too much, it causes you to be effeminate. It causes you to tread lightly in terms of your manhood and serving the Lord, because you're trying to make sure you don't offend her. You got to let go of those mortal thoughts. You got to cast away the burdens of man. Because this truth, when it's brought out in its fullness, can be looked at as toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity, that's BS. But that's what Esau does. Everything reflects off the scriptures. And Esau will just take that and reverse it, flip it around, manipulate it to try to keep the Israelites from considering who they are, because they know once that happens, it's it for them. And they know women have often brought men down. So they put the woman over us and also use these women to try to keep us in bondage. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. Kings are destroyed not only by women, but from their own mortal thoughts, not putting off that weak nature, focusing on things that aren't beneficial unto them, really. And we all can be guilty of that. Focusing on things that can leave you depressed or stressed, looking at your situation and constantly focusing on your situation. It's difficult to put things off to the side, but there are things in this world that are really set up to destroy us. And we have to be fighters, man. We have to be strong. We have to endure until the very end as much as possible, because it's not easy. This fight it's a different fighting style. All right, but when you become a man, you get labeled all these different names. When you tell someone you don't let women rule over you, a woman can't tell you what to do, they look at you like you're bugged out, like you're a womanizer, like you're abusive, which typically a real man is what's considered, yes, a womanizer. But just like many other things in this society, it gets demonized and pushed to a level to where there's an agenda or some kind of propaganda behind it. Okay? This society promotes the worship of the woman. That's just how it goes. So to be a man in this society, to stand up and be about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, shows real manhood. And in the eyes of this world, from what Esau's trying to paint, that would be considered toxic masculinity. Alright? Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Wa'Rakakwadash, Shalom.